Hello, everyone. I just wanted to get you guys on what exactly I'm looking at when it's coming to just let me change the screen so I can share with you um what exactly I'm looking at it, which is it's a lot of things that I explained it to you previously on um, the last thread on Twitter. So I can show you like on the chart how exactly it's going to be looking like. For the time being, if I'm looking at something, I'm looking at few areas on BTC to see really if we can come to this area, we can sweep it, we can maybe hold the area, and upon that we can look at what exactly the price is doing here. Now, if I'm looking at this kind of a price action, first of all, the reason why I kept looking at some kind of bounces in order to look like, let's say, for some kind of mid-range bounce, uh, it's just because we already got the aggressive drop. And when you get an aggressive drop, you get into a choppiness, but you really, it's a little bit difficult for the price just to drop again aggressively without getting a bounce. I'm not saying like let's say that it's always impossible. No, but it's just the highest probability is to get a bounce and then after that to get into some kind of continuation, to the downside. So if I was spotting things where exactly I told you that they work as like magnet, which is I am still too open for the idea to see the price trading a little bit under these levels because also with the drop that we got it today, we didn't really sweep this area. But I am spotting this area specifically if we can show some kind of a reaction from it in order to start looking for a bounce from here, which is the bounce by that time it's gonna look like we want really to see a price action here, then just a little bit of a more consolidation. Then we will be looking for the price to come and maybe to trade these highs and maybe to trade these highs, just a little bit of a drop here. Optimal to see, like, let's say the price still is getting into a choppy price action within maybe tomorrow or like, let's say the rest of the day to get into this kind of a drop and then to continue the chop a little bit at around these levels. See it holding and then after that we start looking for this. So the areas that I was looking at it today and sorry, not today, this last week, and why exactly I was playing this. You see the drop that it happened into Asia from literally the first hour of Asia as a big drop. And as I told you, like if there is something that I do pay attention to it, it's not Monday high, Monday low, it's Asia high, Asia low. Now the price definitely it's dropping under and we're not getting acceptance under it, but that's the whole thing. You're not getting acceptance under it and you do have a big range that it happened into Asia. So you're gonna get into a choppiness. Yes, it can go a little bit lower, stay choppy in this kind of a price action, but you don't really expand too far away from it. And also, by the way, if we're gonna be getting a bounce, and let's assume yesterday with the bounce that you get it, because of this kind of a price action and you got like let's say a big range, you're not going to be able to get like a big bounce where exactly everyone started talking about like a 20K targets and all these kind of things and all-time high again. And no, the range is big and it's going to take time to get resolved. So that's a whole point, playing it to the mid of the range, that's literally a 2% move that you get it, because this is a 4% move that we got as a drop. So getting a move to the upper side, that's a 2% move. So it's good, like let's say for playing it into a long, and I will always look at these around these kind of levels here in a confluence of what exactly is happening on every single session. So we get the level, but we trade it depends on what exactly it's happening every single day. So that's the kind of things that I'm looking at it here. Maybe a little bit of more again chop and all these kind of things, and just like a sweep of this area, maybe a bounce. We'll see how exactly it's gonna go. Maybe it will happen within today, like mid of New York session. Maybe it will happen within tomorrow. But I would like really just to see more of a chop, just like something like this. Then within tomorrow, definitely it would be even much better. Could continue also over the weekend and just we continue at shop. We will see how it's gonna play out. So the moment that we can come and we can just like move to the downside and we start getting into the upper level of again Asia low Monday, then we start speculating in such a move. to the upper side. Okay, that's the kind of things that I'm looking at it here. So nothing more, honestly, nothing less than this kind of a play. There is still definitely a big scenario that we might go lower and we might drop to the downside and we can come to this area. But I'm seeing like some kind of just, balanced view between moving to the upper side and moving to the downside. It might take just more time. And still, by the way, if we're going to get this bounce from here, on this move that we are getting it here. Still, there is a very big possibility that you might come, take these highs, struggle here at around these levels, and still again come and drop to this area and drop to these levels, maybe into the new quarter before started moving, like let's say to the upper side. So looking at this, just in a full overview to where exactly we are standing, that's a kind of structure that I'm looking at it. It is a choppy, it is just an intraday, and that's absolute normal to see it, like let's say within the end of the quarter and the end of the month. It's the same structure that I'm looking at it here. When I'm talking about these kind of ranges, when I dropped it to you, like let's say on Twitter or on X, it's not Twitter anymore. But that's a kind of ranges. So I'm trying like really to see if we see some kind of a price action to start playing into this range. Unfortunately, I got a little bit too greedy that I was looking for the 118, 200 to look for the shorts, despite the fact that this is the area where I told you expect a rejection from it and start seeing the drop to the downside. We played some kind of a plays from here, just expecting the price to drop over the weekend, with this move to the downside. So if you played something from it, then it was really good. So yeah, that's a kind of play that I do look at it on this part. I'm gonna be covering just a quickly ETH because everyone is just looking at ETH and it's just like disturbing. And look, we might see some kind of a support here. Okay, we might see some kind of a support. But to be honest with you, the most important thing for now, it's for ETH to start trading above this area. It's a must. It's not optional because there is a very big possibility that with this, I do prefer still to sweep this area. Okay, I do still prefer to sweep this area. This 3880, I do prefer to sweep it. So optimal is to see the chop, maybe with BTC, rejecting a little bit to the downside, come at around these levels, move to the upper side. This kind of a price action, sometimes it gives you some kind of major reversals. Why? Because it's just like putting everyone is just like looking for shorts. We're breaking under this level, short it, and yeah, we might just squeeze a little bit to the upper side and squeeze like for some kind of a decent play. And let's assume, by the way, that this is gonna play out and you started squeezing to the upper side. Wait a second. That doesn't mean that it's just like, max bullish. Still, you need to build a structure and to start building, like, let's say, a good kind of move and good time or good type of structure on the price in order to start looking for the continuation, just as a playing, like, as a deviation back into the range. But you need to see a strength, and then after that to start building some bullish structure. So you're not going to be looking for this kind of reaction from here and just to start moving to the upper side. Now, of what I care about, and the most important thing here, you're not in a rush to rush longs when it's coming to alts. Why? Because they are dropping to the downside. So the most important thing, you want to see it. It's an area to show you a reaction. Then on the pullback, you can start speculating in these kind of things. So if, as an example, this area is going to show me a reaction, I'm not in a need really to long it from here. I need to see it's either like, let's say, a rounding bottom and see like, let's say, holding this area, some kind of a price action, or give me the reaction, give me the price, give me the move to the upper side. And fine, on some kind of pullbacks, we start just looking for the price and start moving to the upper side. So you are not in a rush. And no, in these kind of things, when you are dropping to the downside and you leave wicks, most probably you're gonna fill these wicks before you're gonna start moving to the upper side. So when you start moving to the downside, you have wicks. There will be some kind of time where you need just to see the price is holding, and you're gonna find it, like let's say on the 1 hour time frame, it's gonna be looking nice when you are looking at it as a kind of a price. You're gonna see that no, I'm holding it, and then yeah, fine. What do you want? You want to start seeing an acceptance and then to start moving to the upper side. But let's assume you see the reaction, and then on such pullbacks, you can start anticipating the continuation. So you have enough time when the move it's gonna start reversing. So nothing really to rush it. for the time being, you need to focus on something that you are moving definitely in a downtrend. You have enough time to start looking for the price to give you some kind of deviation, acceptance into the range, pullbacks, and then a continuation. You need to start looking into this. So don't rush anything. Also, we are approaching the end of the quarter. It is the normal price action that you are getting it by the end of the quarter and by the end of the month. So it's designed literally for every single big, like let's say institutions, just to hedge, to buy, to sell, rebalancing their books and all these kind of things. So just take it easy and things should be looking absolutely good. Starting from, having a new week, having a new quarter, and just like tomorrow also we do have an options expiry. That's another story, which is with the options expiry. It's the highest liquidity that you do have it. It's not just, of, I don't know, but a lot of people, they are talking as an example about high block capital, XYZ, the options expiry. It has a huge amount of it, especially when it's coming to a quarter options expiry. So for the time being, hopefully we're gonna just still chop at around these levels and we see how exactly things it's gonna move from there. I'll keep you updated on X. And yeah, just to stay safe. And that's all from my side. Cheers.